In today's world, everyone's in a race to innovate, right? But here's the thing. Are you accidentally building your next big thing on a foundation of risk? Today we're going to talk about digital assurance, which is basically this huge, complicated puzzle of how to move fast without, breaking everything. And we're going to show you how to solve it.
So let's just get right to it. I want you to think about this for a second. Is your company's compliance strategy a growth engine? Or is it an anchor, just dragging you down? Because for way too many organizations, it really feels like a dead weight. Let's unpack why that is, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the old way of doing things. To really understand where we're going, we have to be brutally honest about where most of us are right now, and why for so many companies, the traditional approach is, well, it's just fundamentally broken.
Now, this diagram might look a little complicated, but does the feeling of it seem familiar? All these fragmented teams, these frantic last-minute checks, this is the daily reality in so many places. You've got your IT teams, your risk teams, your compliance teams, and they're all sprinting, but they're sprinting in totally different directions. And the result? It's pretty much organized chaos.
And all that chaos really just boils down to three core problems. First up, you've got fragmented silos. IT, risk, compliance, they just don't talk to each other effectively. Second, the audits are reactive. You're always looking in the rearview mirror, finding problems after they've already happened. And third, you're relying on manual checklists, which means you're basically working off of assumptions, not actual hard evidence.
So that's the problem. That's the mess. What's the fix? Well, it's a completely new model called DVMS, and it's specifically designed to replace all that chaos with absolute clarity. Okay, so DVMS stands for Digital Value Management System, but honestly, forget the long name. Just think of it like this. It is the central nervous system for governance, right? Just like your actual nervous system connects every single part of your body so it all moves as one, DVMS connects all your digital operations so they work together perfectly in sync. And here's a look at how it actually does that. Just focus on the center of this diagram for a sec. That's the DVMS hub. See how it pulls in and harmonizes all these different critical frameworks? We're talking about things like GRC, that's governance, risk, and compliance, plus all the big industry standards like NIST and ISO for things like cybersecurity and quality. It gets them all speaking the same language. So let's just put it side by side. The contrast is, well, it's pretty stark. Instead of those fragmented silos, you get one single integrated system. Instead of looking backward with reactive audits, you get continuous, real-time visibility. And you finally get to throw out those manual checklists and swap them for hard, data-driven proof of what's really going on.
All right, so we know what DVMS is, but how does it actually work? Like, what's happening under the hood? Let's take a look at the engine that drives this whole continuous assurance idea. It's actually a really powerful two-part process.
Part one of this engine is what's called a continuous verification loop. The system is just always on. It's automatically collecting evidence from your digital operations all the time. Think of it like a live feed of the truth. You can forget about those stressful quarterly check-ins. This is basically a live 24/7 audit. Assurance is no longer some special event you have to prepare for. It's just how you operate. And part two is where this gets really powerful. Evidence-based governance. All that data the system is constantly collecting, it becomes measurable proof. This isn't about ticking boxes on a form anymore. It's about actually verifying outcomes. The bottom line here is that you're replacing we think and we assume with we know. And really, this is the fundamental shift. It's moving from a world of opinion and assumption to a world of solid evidence and proof. It is the difference between we think we're secure and we know we're secure. And that changes everything. So why does all of this really matter? What's the actual payoff for making this kind of shift? This isn't just about making compliance easier. It's about driving real, tangible business outcomes. Let's look at the results you can expect.
So when you adopt a DVMS approach, you essentially unlock four core superpowers for your business. We're talking about measurable performance, built-in resilience, continuous compliance, and something we call radical accountability. Let's just quickly break each one down.
First up, measurable performance. For maybe the first time ever, you can draw a straight line from the health of your systems directly to your bottom line. You can actually prove how good governance and security are driving revenue and creating a better experience for your customers. The value is no longer some abstract idea, it's right there on the balance sheet.
Second, resilience gets built in from the start, not just bolted on as an afterthought.
Because you have this continuous visibility into your systems, you can start to anticipate disruptions before they happen. You're no longer just reacting to problems and putting out fires. You're building a system that can withstand and adapt to them from the get-go.
Third is continuous compliance. And honestly, this is a huge game changer. Compliance stops being this frantic, separate task that everybody dreads doing. Instead, it just becomes a natural, automated outcome of doing business the right way. It's always on, which means you're always audit ready. No more panic.
And finally, radical accountability. Look, when everything is grounded in verifiable evidence, there's really nowhere to hide. You get complete transparency, you get crystal clear ownership, and you get traceability across every single team. Everybody knows who's responsible for what, and the proof is right there in the data.
And really, it all just comes down to this one powerful idea. This is what makes it a strategic growth enabler. The ultimate goal here is to give your organization the confidence to innovate and to scale quickly, without letting unmanaged risk completely derail your progress. It's all about moving fast and staying safe.
So, we'll end right back where we began, with a question for you to think about. Looking at that old fragmented way versus this new unified approach, is your organization truly ready for the future of assurance? Thanks so much for watching.